All right, everybody, welcome to Virtual Bourbon. My name is Steve Akley. We've got a fun event tonight. We're trying some barrel picks, specifically ones that I was involved in the team with. So I'm lucky enough to be on the Total Wine barrel pick team here in St. Louis, not picks across the nation, but the ones they bring into St. Louis. I get to go on those, which is pretty cool. And we're going to compare three of the picks that we did as a team versus the regular shelf versions of those exact same items. So should be interesting to do. We always say that our team is really good at this, but that's us evaluating ourselves and talking about how we do. But the people that are on the team that are the constants are myself, Jim Fosnot, Heidi Eller, who's now his wife, Heidi Fosnot, and then Scott Creighton. So if you go to Total Wine here in St. Louis, they are at the Brentwood store. Actually, Heidi's not with Total Wine now, but she was involved in all these picks. So she's legit with this, but she's not with the company anymore. But Scott is. Scott works the aisle. So he's in charge of selling these things when they come in. So he's a good person to have on the picks. I get to do it because presence in St. Louis. And then Jim, of course, does all the barrel picks in St. Louis for Total Wine. So should be interesting. We're going to be starting out with Yellowstone. Then we'll go to Maddie Gladden. And finally, we will go to Jack Daniels. We're going to taste all of them. And then we're going to go back, taste them again. And when we taste them again, that second time, we'll vote. So we'll go through all of them. There'll be no voting or anything like that. And then when we go back, we'll come back to Yellowstone. We'll taste both the Yellowstones again, one more time, side by side. And then we'll vote which one that we like better. Do we like the store pick better, or do we like the regular Shelfie better? So again, starting with the Yellowstone, it's a 93 proof. They're both 93 proof. One of the things that this team likes to do is get things barrel strength, but not all distilleries offer you the ability to get barrel strength. I understand Yellowstone may be changing on that a little bit. I don't know for sure, but when we went there, the only option was to get it at 93 proof, which is the same proof that it comes out on the shelf. So both of these that we'll be comparing are 93 proof. The rest of them that we've got are barrel strength. And Jack Daniels, the single barrel strength, that would be exactly the same, but varies barrel to barrel, of course. And then the Maddie Gladden is typically a bottled and bond product, means it comes out at 100 proof. So ours is just a little bit over 100 proof. We'll talk about that when we get there. Let's talk on the Yellowstone. I don't know if you guys drink Yellowstone normally. I think it's one of my favorites in terms of just an everyday, nice item, good value, kind of right in, affordability to be able to drink it frequently. And it's good. It's good, solid. And I do enjoy picking up barrel picks from it. All right. What do we get on the nose on our Yellowstone, the Shelfie version here?
Crumb cake.
Rum cake. That's good.
Crumb
cake. You definitely get the bakery goods, but I don't know. There's that buttery element of a rum cake.
Shortbread.
Like shortbread. So heavy on the baked goods for sure. What else? What are you guys thinking? Again, feel free to open up your mics.
And some good baking spice.
Sugar cookie.
Baking spice. Sugar cookie, says McNeil.
I always get like a lemon sugar off of Yellowstone products. I don't know what that is.
Lemon sugar. All right. It's interesting. For sure. What else? All right. Let's give it a taste.
Now that Paul says that, I kind of get like a lemon bar smell.
Okay. Lemon bar on the taste. On the nose, sorry. On the taste, what are you guys getting? I'm getting still in the baked goods area, but to me, there's a little caramel note going on there.
I get some nuttiness, a little good heat, spice.
There's spice there. The finish is nice. I like the spice. Kind of goes back to kind of a caramel pecan roll type of thing.
I do get that bright citrus note that Paul was mentioning on the palate for sure.
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm. Paul, what are you thinking palate-wise on this one?
I mean, the lemon comes through for me. I don't know. Every time I mean, that's why I buy Yellowstone, because I pick up lemon flavors and I like it a lot. It's very unique. I love Yellowstone, the mouthfeel. I mean, you look at your glass, I mean, it's so oily, and I mean, I love that about this, this bourbon.
Yeah. Steve Beam's one of those genius types, certainly. So him being involved and whether it's distilling or being involved in the blending process, that guy he's top notch. So as they take more and more of their products into these, I think it's good for it. And they're a major expansion going on. If you were part of the event where we had Stephen Fonte on, he talked about the expansion that they've got going on. They're going to be really pumping out some product here, moving up. So very excited for them. So very cool. What else are we thinking on the taste? Casey, what do you think here?
I think it's very pleasant. I am getting a little bit of that kind of lemon zest, kind of like sprinkled over some baked goods. I think I did get that nuttiness. You said pecan. So, there's a lot going on here and a lot to appreciate. And it's got a nice unctuous body. It's nice and smooth. Yeah,
absolutely. The barrel pick process at Yellowstone is pretty cool too. If you get the opportunity to do a barrel pick there, they typically do it. I don't know about in the winter, but and maybe they do it in the winter. I don't know if they have heaters for their porch area, but they're done on the porch, which is kind of cool. So right out there outside of the gift shop at the distillery, there's the porch, and it's a really nice setup that they've got. Typically Fonte leads the tastings, and then Steve Beam happened to be there. He's not there all the time, of course, but he was there when this was going on. So that was pretty cool. And we actually got to buy 2 barrels, even though they said we could only buy 1 when we were there, which was nice. So that was a good thing about having Steve Beam there. So we liked 2 of them a lot, and ended up getting both of them. So that was cool. Anything else on taste on this one? All right, we'll come back to this one. Like I said, we're going to go around the horn, come all the way back around. Let's move on to our second one, which again will be the Total Wine pick. So it looks exactly the same, Yellowstone label, but Total Wine pick this time. All right. Once again, it is 93 proof. Okay. I'm going to pick up another one here. I'm going to nose these side by side here. So they're different for sure.
The nose is much different.
Yeah. It's like a menthol.
Yeah.
Menthol? Sure. That's good. What else are we thinking on the nose?
A little lighter, fruitier, softer. Yeah. I think a little more gentle.
Yeah. Not in the baked goods realm like we got a lot. You go back to that first one, we were talking crumb cake and pecan rolls and a lot of different things. A little bit different with this one.
Green apple.
Green apple? Yeah.
Yeah. Whoever said menthol, like I get like some spearmint.
Mm-hmm. Yeah. Which is always a kind of a highly desirable tasting note, the mint family. So that's good. All right, let's give this one a taste, and then I'll call on a couple other people to share some notes here. We'll try to incorporate everyone through the course of the evening, not necessarily on every single one of these picks, but we'll get everyone incorporated here. Okay.
Hey, Steve, I had to step away for a second. Which one are we on now?
We are on the Yellowstone, the Total Wine pick. So you have to pour that one out.
Perfect.
And that's the one we just nosed it, and now we're tasting it. Haven't shared any notes just yet off the taste of this one. So that's what we're preparing to do. All right. What are your thoughts on the taste on this one?
It's definitely not as spicy on your tongue. It's softer.
Softer?
Like a caramel apple and honey.
Caramel apple and honey. That's good. Yeah, that green apple note is definitely in there. Carries through from the nose for sure, at least for me. Jack, how about you? What are you thinking with this one?
The store brand or the store pick tastes almost kind of like a grassy note, much more mellow.
Mm-hmm.
It's very different. I had a store pick from a place in Chicago, from Gold Eagle, and that was one of the best bottles I had. This is totally different from that. I wish I still had some of that.
Right. Yeah. I need to start buying extras of the Yellowstones, and someday we'll do like 6 Yellowstone.
Yeah.
It's best in a blind thing. So I have been grabbing those when I see them. I don't know how many I've got at this point, but we'll keep adding to the collection, and we'll eventually do that for sure. All right, Roger.
I'm gonna get a little bit of toasted brown sugar on it.
Toasted brown sugar. Yeah.
Yeah.
That's a good thing. Who said the toasted brown sugar? Sorry.
Lee.
Okay. Roger, Rachel, what are your thoughts on taste wise on this one?
I'm calling it fresh basil.
Fresh basil. Okay.
You definitely get mint in there. I had to look up the mash bill. Is this the 75% corn mash bill? It's only one mash bill, I guess.
Yeah, there's only one mash bill, so yeah.
Okay. Yeah, so 75, 13, 12.
Okay.
And totally different than the shelf. So
yeah.
way different.
Yeah. And I do think that's always step number one. You know, you don't want to you don't want to taste like you're getting from the shelf for sure.
No.
Because if you were doing that, there would be no point of sending someone to Kentucky to make a pick. And
oh yeah.
So we don't TBD on whether it's better or not, but it is different. That's a good step for sure. Now that doesn't necessarily different isn't necessarily better, but right. Step number one, that's one checkbox. But you know, where do we fit on taste? We'll talk about that soon.
Everyone wants to go off profile.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. So.
Yeah, definitely. All right, Justine and Carrie, there's 2 of them there. They've sat far enough apart. I guess it's a social distance thing. I don't know, but it looks like neither of them are there, but they are apparently both there. So Carrie, what are your thoughts taste-wise?
I'd get more of the caramely note.
Okay.
We were just discussing, it kind of reminds like those caramel apple suckers that you get at Halloween.
Caramel apple suckers, yeah.
You get a little bit of the appley with the caramel flavor. It's really good. Very different from the first one.
Yeah. Definitely very different. Justine, what are your thoughts taste-wise?
Yeah, I agree. I get like the caramel apple. I get a little bit of baked good, but I definitely don't get the lemon that I got on the first one. Like that, there's like zero.
Okay.
There for me.
Okay. All right. I don't think we've talked to the Legend yet. Legend, what are your thoughts on this one? He's back at the beach.
Well, I was going to say something like maybe some burnt sugar.
Burnt sugar?
But or toasted sugar. I find it to be a little bit more complex than the first one.
Okay.
It's got great legs.
Great legs.
Great legs, good finish.
Yeah. Yeah, they both, I will give both of them credit for the great legs for sure, which helps. It helps when it coats the palate like that. You're always going to get more flavor on the thinner ones, the ones that aren't that viscous. So last ones I want to check in are Cynthia and John. I don't know who's there. The screen is dark, but I assume that they're there. If you guys want to weigh in on this one.
Still kind of, this is John. No, I just still kind of, actually nothing in particular. Actually, I probably, if I had to choose between the two so far, I have to go with the first one. It's just, I like more of I found a touch of more of the sweetness from my perspective on it. So
that's not official yet, though. I cannot take that.
I got you. Sorry, I'm sorry to jump.
It's not yet.
Okay.
Matter of fact, I'm going to ding the Shelfie 1 point off for jumping. No, I can't do that. Obviously, it's just for fun. So yes, okay. So we will come back to this again. We like to see how they change anyway, so it's a good idea to leave them sit there. We'll come back all the way around And the next time we come through, we will be voting. The next one that we're going to do is Maddie Glad. Make sure you grab the right one. Again, the one that doesn't have the total wine at the bottom. This one's 100 proof. This is the regular Shelfie version of Maddie Glad. And again, it's a bottled and bond product. The other one is not bottled and bond because it is barrel strength, meaning it is not served up at 100 proof. All right. Good friends at Spirits of French Lick. Let's talk about what we're getting on the nose of the Shelfie version of Maddie Glad.
Grainy.
Grainy, okay. Makes some sense. A little grapey even too.
Yeah, I'm getting that now.
Kind of a grape nose, which is interesting.
Yeah, almost like an Armagnac.
Yeah, very much so. Very much so. Interesting. What else on the nose? McNew?
Yeah, so they're always really earthy for me.
Okay.
Like I get the grains and like the grapes, but just like a lot of earth smells.
Earthy, okay. All right. Anything else want to contribute on the nose?
Kind of in the same vein as the grape, like brandy note, like kind of like plum, like deep dark fruit.
Yeah. Yeah, that is there. Okay, let's give this thing a taste. Let's see what we got here. Okay.
It's drier.
It is dry. Definitely dry. Layer of flavors, I'll give it that.
Right.
You gotta pick those notes out as you get them because it changes a little bit as it goes through the palate, I've noticed. So you do get kind of the apple and the stone fruit, but yeah, there's definitely a dryness there. Yeah. Yeah. There you
almost
go.
like a malted flavor,
yeah.
a little bit.
Mm-hmm.
I was thinking almost like a
like
graham.
a date. I get on the taste. I get like dates and rye bread.
Yeah. John says dryness, but nice finish. Yeah. And it does stick with you kind of mid to back of the throat, kind of stays there. It's not one of those where it traces all the way down. It kind of sits at the back of my palate is where the finish sits. You were saying something there, Legend. What you cut out there?
I pick up some graham cracker.
Graham cracker, okay.
Definitely a prominent oak note.
Prominent on the oak, okay. Yeah. What else on this one? Kathy, what are your thoughts?
Well, at first I almost thought it was like a sarsaparilla or something, but I don't know about that.
Yeah.
I'm so confident in my tasting notes.
No, it is unique, and it gives there's a little bitterness at the end too. It's a little bitter on the end of the palate, so kind of goes with the dry finish though. Graham cracker, yeah. All right, let's try what the team at Total Wine did with this one. Again, that's this one with the Total Wine on the bottom. This was also a fun day as we talk about barrel picking. So we got to just spend a day at Spirits of French Lick. And this was one of those very different. You go to most distilleries, and I'm talking barrel picks, or typically you're doing a barrel pick at, a large distillery or even somebody at Limestone Branch. The barrels are picked out for you. Here's what we're tasting today. Now, sometimes you have the ability to reject all of them. They'll get other ones or things like that. But with Spirits of French Lick, very different. point to a barrel, and they have the drill, and they drill it right there. And you're just picking barrels out randomly. You're doing it as the customer. You're doing it. Now you could say, I want older stuff. So they'll point you in this direction. Okay, go to this shelf here, kind of go in the middle of the rack. And that's, so it was very interesting, very, very different, kind of the ultimate, if you're a bourbon fan, let's go and just, hey, drill this barrel, and they do that. So it was a very cool thing for sure. Justine said the bread at Outback Steakhouse. Oh, there you go. Yeah, drilling. That's exactly what we saw. The golf tees. They use golf tees there, which is different. I got we accounted for a lot of golf tees going into those barrels.
Did you play through?
Yes, we did. Yes, and then we had a problem too. Heidi Eller, who was there, of course, we spent a lot of time there. She was drinking, and she just started signing her name to random barrels. I'm like, these are for sale. You can't just sign your name. She's like, well, I want this one. I'll buy this one eventually. It's like that's not how it works. Either you buy it now or it's not yours, and it's still for sale. So yeah, we had a problem with Heidi just randomly signing barrels. Alan said that he still is finding new barrels with Heidi's signature on them. So that's a collector's piece. If you ever buy a barrel from Spirits of French Lick and has Heidi Eller's signature on there.
You know what? You just invoice Heidi and see what happens.
Good luck with that. All right, let's go to this one here. All right, Patrick, you got maraschino cherry, brown sugar, caramel, light oak, great nose. I agree. Great nose on this one. It's got, to me, I'm still getting grape, but more like grape jelly this time. A little bit different.
Yeah.
Yeah. A little bit different than the grape experience on the last one, which, like Casey said, more of an Armagnac. This is kind of grape jelly. So light cinnamon.
It's a lot less.
It's definitely kind of a, I'm sorry, go ahead, Patrick.
I would say it's a lot less grainy than the first one.
Yeah.
It's a lot more well-rounded. It's a lot more well-rounded.
Oh, yeah.
Mm-hmm.
This seems like a dark fruit bomb to me.
Yeah. On the nose, this is fantastic. Now, the nose is important, but the taste is going to be vague. So I'm pushing to get John's vote here. He's gave me a preview of first round. It's not looking good for me, but let's see what we got on the taste on this round two here. Here we go. Wow, there you go. Okay. That is super viscous for sure.
Mm-hmm.
That one, and again, a huge layering of flavors there from, I don't know, I get some French toast in there, but I do get that grape jelly type of taste. What are you guys getting?
Rachel says Michigan cherries.
Michigan cherries. Okay, there you go. That goes along with the dark stone fruit type of offering there.
Yeah, I'm getting the Luxardo cherry taste, kind of Manhattan vibe going on.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, I'll second that. To me, it's like a cherry bomb, brown sugar. It actually reminds me of an Old Forester product. That's where I always pick up cherries and brown sugar. Mm-hmm. This is really, really good. Finish is great. I mean, the cherry note sticks with me for a minute after.
Not the dryness like in the other one either. So this one is definitely a different experience. Jack, what are your thoughts on this one?
I definitely like it better than the Shelfie. It's got like a peppery finish to it, but there's a lot of complexity to it. I really like it.
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm. John is pushing for the Ohio State cherries versus Michigan's. Interesting. Justine, you want to weigh in on that one? Michigan resident, Justine Mays.
Always choose Michigan cherries.
Michigan is the cherry capital, right?
Traverse City.
Which, by the way, if they do their cherry festival again, this has nothing to do with me. I'm not plugging anything of mine here at all. But if Traverse City, when they release their barrel strength cherry whiskey, if they do an event again, sign up for that. That event was fantastic.
Oh yeah.
They give you a whole kit with whiskey, and yeah, it was cool.
Cherries and everything.
Mm-hmm.
Bandana.
Yeah.
Eyedropper.
Yep.
So Steve,
the best package I've ever
Steve,
seen.
you went to Spirits of French Lick, and I've been fortunate enough to do a couple picks there. I found it interesting how varied the different barrels were in tasting.
Mm-hmm.
I mean, even
Yes.
the one side by side, which is obviously the case with these two here, but we didn't really have a bad barrel we tasted there. They were all really good. And Alan Bishop's passion for distilling is
Mm-hmm.
second to none of anyone I've ever spoken to about that.
Yeah, he's one of the most talented distillers in the U.S. I mean, the guy has an amazing ability to, have knowledge of so many different types of spirits. I mean, he's only doing even part of what he knows at Spirits.
Right.
I mean, he is an amazing distiller for sure, no doubt about that.
Big fan.
Definitely worth the trip if you are in the area. So, or if you're heading to Kentucky, nice little side trip to divert off and go see the team at Spirits French Lick. Definitely.
Well, Steve, last year down at Key West, Steve Beam told me that Alan Bishop was the most talented distiller in the country right now.
Yeah, which is saying something. Yeah,
and that's coming from Steve Beam.
Yeah, that is high praise for sure. All right, that is our second offering there. We're going to move on to our third and final one. We're at the heavy proof stuff. So heavy proof here. This is Jack Daniel's single barrel strength. This is 129.6. So this is the regular Shelfie version. Again, it's going to vary because it is a single barrel product. Their proof is going to vary based on what barrel it comes from, but this one happens to be 129.6. Now, can you do a legitimate Shelfie comparison with this one? No, you can't, because you're comparing barrel to barrel, but it's still for fun. We're going to see, did we do a better job than the JD team in this particular one example? So that's our mission today. All right. On the nose. I mean, it's Jack Daniel's. On the nose, to me, Jack Daniel's, I always get bananas. There's other people that say they don't nose that, but as I lift this and take it to my nose, I get the bananas on there. How about you guys?
We had fruitcake.
Fruitcake. Yeah. Okay.
Yeah. I'm gonna go with Bananas Foster.
Bananas Foster.
It's like a deeper banana, like banana bread or bananas Foster.
Bread. Okay.
Banana and brandy.
Banana. Yeah.
Yeah. Which is Bananas Foster. It's heading towards Bananas Foster for sure. Anything else on the nose wise here? Green banana. Agree with McNeil. Cinnamon banana bread, says McNeil. Okay. All right. Let's try this one, see what we got on the taste. Our JD single barrels. All right, what are we thinking here? Certainly, it kind of goes back to McNews. I think me on the taste, the cinnamon banana bread is a good descriptor of what I'm getting. What about you guys? Casey, what are your thoughts here as you taste the Shelfie version of the Jack Daniel's single barrel here?
Yeah, I am getting that breadiness and that also the baking spice, give you that tingle, a little cinnamon on the tongue, but not too much spice. It finishes clean.
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm. It warms up nicely, but not hot, which is great when you consider it's 129 proof. So I think that's an impressive accomplishment by itself, because you think of some of the other whiskeys that you drink at that proof, that they can be just hot to be hot. This is flavorful. There's plenty of flavor in this one for sure.
Steve, do they still put this through the Lincoln County process?
Mm-hmm.
Okay. I figured they did, but
yeah, they do. They got to stay true to themselves, Rick. So
yeah, well, one can always hope that we're going to forego that.
I assume it looks a little bit different. I mean, obviously, when you go to the distillery, they're doing all the mixed barrels together, and it goes through a big thing. I assume this is just screened through just an individual one, which it'd be interesting to see that process, but you don't see that on the tour or anything like that. Never seen that happen. Mr. Whitlatch, what are your thoughts on the JD Shelfie?
I'm having a little trouble fighting through the proof on this one, but the green banana flavor is much more pronounced on the palate than it was on the nose.
Mm-hmm. Green banana, okay. Paul, what do you think?
I tend to go the other way a little bit. I get like over-ripened banana, like where the bananas, like, you know, the bananas you use to make banana bread, like, you know,
right,
about to turn, you know, you don't want to necessarily eat them, but you want to cook with them type of deal. I get a lot of that. And I mean, it's, yeah, like you said, it warms up nice, but does not finish hot for the proof, and it's got a great mouthfeel. Really like it.
I like this one too. This is good. It's gonna be stiff competition for sure. Lee, what are your thoughts here as you're drinking through this one?
Definitely banana. Again, I think some of that kind of banana Foster flavor comes through because I'm still getting getting some brown sugar along with that banana. It's pretty great actually. I really like this one.
It is really good, really legit good for sure. Jack, how about you, man?
It's excellent, actually. I feel guilty. I've passed up Jack Daniels too many times. So.
Oh yeah, I'm a big proponent of that. I'm not a fan of their, regular Jack Daniels Black. I mean, I can't do that stuff. But their single barrels, I think, are excellent. And then you get into the store picks. When someone's cherry picking and getting some of the best, hopefully, you can get some really good stuff. So,
yeah, excellent.
100% agree with that.
Yeah. I'm definitely a fan. All right, John, what are your thoughts here on the store version of Jack Daniel's single barrel?
I like it, but I'm going to hold judgment after I try the next one. But we'll see if you redeem yourself.
I got him gun shy now. Okay. Fair enough. I think that's good. That's good. Let's ask one more. Casey, let's ask you to weigh in on this one, and then we'll move on to our last one of the night, the total wine pick.
Oh yeah, as I said before, I still like the kind of the breadiness. I think Paul had it where he's talking about the overripe bananas that you're about ready to put into a nice banana bread, and I like the cinnamon banana bread comparison. I think that's pretty apt as well. But for something this high of proof, it can be a little fumey at times, but it's not completely overwhelming.
Yes. Yeah. Okay. All right. Hang on to that one. Put that aside for now, though, and let's pull out our last pick of the night, which is the Jack Daniel's total wine pick.
Richer banana.
Okay. All right, here we go. Moment of truth. Let's see what we get on the nose here.
Bringing my chemistry back to me.
Much richer banana on the nose.
Oh yeah.
Yes.
Organic chemistry.
We're off to a good start here.
Is it color darker on this one, or is that if I had too many?
Let's see here.
I think it's darker.
Oh, it's definitely darker. Yeah.
Yeah, I got kind of a maple syrup to it.
Yeah. It is definitely a darker offering. More in the amber lines, which is cool. Maybe mahogany. Yeah, very different on the nose. Very different. What else does anybody think on the nose in this one before we jump in? All right, let's just taste it. Here we go. Let's try it. Let's see what we got.
A little sweeter for me on the nose.
Mm-hmm.
Got a great mouthfeel.
Yeah.
I mean, that's unbelievable.
Yeah. That is really good.
I mean, it's creamy and long finish.
Creamy, long finish.
Would never guess that's 133 proof.
Exactly.
Yeah.
Crazy.
They're probably going to think that I'm crazy, but it reminds me of a banana moon pie.
Banana moon pie. Okay.
I can't think of the name of it. Doesn't ring a bell to me, but it's organic chemistry lab. Banana oil.
Organic chemistry. What are you getting there? What do we got here?
Oh, I said it reminds me of organic chemistry lab from the banana oil.
Okay. The banana oils. Okay. What else? What else are we getting on the taste on this one? Mr. Brenner, we haven't heard from you in a little bit. What are your thoughts on the taste?
I think it's real nice and creamy.
Mm-hmm.
And it, I agree. You'd never guess this was 133 proof.
Right.
It goes down real nice and smooth.
Right.
Got a great mouthfeel.
Yeah. Yeah. This is great to be at that proof and be a sipper is a fantastic testament to what they got going on there. So yeah. I like it.
And on the nose, I was going to say this is approaching Stumpy's banana.
Yeah. Which is the Banana Foster bomb of all time. So
yeah, I was just going to say that's the banana to beat all bananas.
For the proof, it's shocking that it really doesn't have the Kentucky hug. I mean, it's just, I know it's Tennessee whiskey, but at the same time, it's like you just expect that burn going down, and it's not.
Right. Yeah. Yeah. Kathy, what do you think about this one?
This one might be my favorite.
Mm-hmm.
Maybe. I'll drink through again and
That's
let
good.
you know.
Okay.
But yeah, it's good.
You don't have to give an official weigh in on this one just yet. Patrick, what about you? What are your thoughts on the taste of this one?
I'm gonna be honest. I'm on a different wavelength than everybody else. I'm struggling with the alcohol in this one. I thought the shelf one was a lot smoother for me. I just added some water, so give me a minute and I'll see if that changes.
No, I'm with you on that, Patrick. The alcohol is giving me some trouble.
Yeah.
Yeah, it's definitely more drying, so you can feel the alcohol in your palate a little bit more, I think. But I think, Justine, you hit it exactly what I'm tasting, that the banana moon pie. I mean, I get like the breadiness but I get this cocoa aftertaste, and the banana's obviously there. I mean, I can't get it out of my head now. It tastes like a banana moon pie.
I can confirm that water makes it more approachable for me. It's really good.
Okay. All right. Okay. Let's go back now to our Yellowstone. We're going to go back and revisit both of those. And as we do this one, we do our quick side by side. We will then vote. So there's 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, 15. 15 on here. So it's going to take 8 votes to win. 8 votes to win. Okay. All right. Let's start just with the 93 proof Shelfie version of Yellowstone, the first one that we tasted. Just go back and taste this one.
Steve, are we trying to pick our favorite starting from here, or are we just ranking them store pick versus?
Yeah, it's a store pick. It's a store pick versus total wine pick or team pick battle.
Okay.
So yes, okay. You're just going to be weighing the 2 Yellowstones against one another.
Gotcha. Perfect.
Yeah. At the end of the night, just for fun, we'll ask a best in show, which everyone's favorite one was out of all of them, just for fun. So be thinking of that too in the back of your mind. What was the best in show? Yeah, definitely a different experience when you climb all the way back down the ladder down to 93 proof when you're up to the 130. So yeah. To me, I'm getting a little bit more clove this time around. I don't know that we talked about that last time, but definitely getting that on the taste. What about you guys?
Same.
Yep, I could see that.
Same. Okay.
It's always interesting how your frame of reference changes once you've had some other flavors.
Mm-hmm. Yeah. It is interesting just in general. I mean, you know, I think we talked about good mouthfeel on this one and taste. And now it almost tastes a little watery. Again, because we've been up at that 130 proof range. So to come back down, it's a totally different experience.
Yeah, it thinned out for me too.
Yeah. Yeah. Okay. Let's jump back over one last time to Total Wine Pick. See what we think of this one on the taste. Get a little citrus note in there now. I mean, a little bit different. It's evolved a bit. What about you guys?
Yeah.
A little brighter and sweeter than the first one for me.
Mm-hmm. Yep. Absolutely. Let me see here. Turn off this. What else? What else is anybody noting on this as we revisit this one? Anything else different?
Yeah, before I got from the Total Wine Pick, I got very like herbal notes in the front palate. And then it was like, you know, and then I had that green apple or tangerine in the finish. But it's just so much more complex and sweeter now coming back down from that high proof, I guess.
Yeah.
It's almost completely different. I would have never guessed it is what we tasted 15 minutes ago.
Right. It's definitely, it tastes sweet. You get definitely a lot of different kind of spice notes, even like a tea in there a little bit to some degree.
Yeah, I'm still getting that toasted brown sugar.
Mm-hmm.
And it came back more prevalent this going back down in proof.
Yeah. So now what I want to do is give you guys just, you know, like a minute just to do what you ever need to do side by side, taste them both. And then I'll start asking individually to provide your vote. And again, just asking what's your favorite out of the two, the Shelfie or the store pick? All right. McNew, are you ready to make a decision?
Yes.
Okay. Shelfie or store pick, what's your favorite out of the two?
For me, it's the Shelfie, but I think it's the time of the year because it's so drinkable. It's so easy, where the store pick's more complex. Like, it's summer. I want a day drink. I'm going with a Shelfie. It's real sugary and real nice. If you ask me in the winter, I'd probably go with the store pick.
Okay, fair enough. All right. Patrick, you're next.
Shelfie for me as well.
Shelfie goes up 2-zip. Starting to run away with it. We'll see what happens here. All right. Next up is Lee.
I'm going to go store pick. That brown sugar has me.
It's got you. Okay. Fair enough. All right. 2-1, Shelfie. Mr. Bill.
Store pick, or I'm sorry, Shelfie.
Shelfie. You're lucky I didn't write that. I'm writing in Sharpie. This is pen. If I would have written that down, nothing we could do. Nothing we could do. All right. Next up is Carrie.
I'm going with the Shelfie. It's super smooth. I love that lemon flavor.
Mm-hmm. All right. Justine.
Shelfie.
Shelfie. Shelfie's up 5-1 at this point. It's starting to get ugly. All right. Hopefully we can turn the corner here. Roger.
So the first taste around, I like the Shelfie better. Rachel liked the pick barrel. I know we only have one vote.
No, you get two. You get two.
But coming back around, again, the coming down to the proof, I did like the store pick better, but my original impressions of whoever said lemon bar, that's exactly what it was. Lemon bar was delicious. But coming back down, I do like the brown sugar and the store pick. So
store pick, okay. All right, Rachel, you do get a vote. So which in the end, which one did you like better?
It's a tough call because I'm really undecided. I much prefer wheat to corn, but I will pick the store.
Yes. Starting to get a match here. Now it's starting to come around. 5-3. Shelfie's still up. You need 8 votes here to take this thing. Shelfie's up 5-3. Legend, what do you think?
Oh, store pick.
Store pick.
Yep.
Store pick. Gets it. All right. 5-4. Shelfie has the lead. Casey, you're next.
I'm going to go with Shelfie. I think it's got a little bit more corn forward taste, friendly structure. That lemon is really good. And yeah, as McNew says, it's kind of a day drinker. So I'm going to go with Shelfie.
Okay. All right. Next up is John. He initially, before it was even voting time, said he was voting for number 1. Has that evolved at all?
Actually, I'm afraid it has. First, if it was the first round, I'd go with the first, but the second round, it's a little more complex to me with the second one. So I got to go with it. Now, if we did best 2 out of 3, I could definitely give you the rubber match, but based on that, I got to go with number 2, store-bought.
All right. Means next up is Mr. Whitlatch.
Store pick.
Store pick. Okay. We're tied up here, 6-6. Jack, you're next.
Solid on the store pick, but I wouldn't turn down the other one.
Okay. Store pick is now up after being down the entire time. Up 7, within 1. Kathy Cool, you're next.
I'm going with the Shelfie. I like that it's kind of a summer lemony kind of. I'm with McNew on that one.
Okay. So here's where we're at. Everything you guys just did doesn't even matter. None of it even matters. It all comes down to Paul. It's what Paul likes is what we care about. Paul, store pick or Shelfie, which is the better pick for Yellowstone?
Well, as I've said before, I buy Yellowstone off the shelf for that lemon flavor that I get from it. So if you would have asked me 20 minutes ago to vote, I would have picked the Shelfie. But coming back around, I mean, the store pick takes it.
Whoa! Yeah! Woo!
But McNew is right. They're very different. Mm-hmm. Very different.
Yeah.
So,
yes.
Yeah, I didn't dislike the store pick, but I think for me that's going to be like a fall winter drink. Where right now I'm like in the mood to day drink, so I'm like Shelfie for sure with that citrusy, sugary thing it's got going on.
It was 23 degrees in Indiana this past weekend, so.
But it's 80 now. It changes so fast.
Okay. So officially, store pick wins. I am up 1-0 over Shelfies in tonight's festivities. Okay. Next up is our Maddie Gladden. Again, we'll just go through real quick. We'll go through both of these just to see. And then same thing, we'll give you just a minute or so to go side by side if you need to go back and forth, whatever you need to do. Okay, Maddie, what are your thoughts here? Still kind of Armagnac to me, though it's dulled a little bit. It's not as strong as it was before. The taste. Anything different on the taste for anybody of note?
I already stated I love Alan Bishop, but Rachel here keeps pointing out silage on this Shelfie. So the Farm Girl is noting silage, if any of you know what that is.
No.
Yes.
What's silage?
Yep.
Yeah.
Go ahead.
It's end of season, cut down all the corn for the cows with grass.
Yeah.
Any other grass that may have been in the field and throw it in the silo.
Mm-hmm.
So
which he's not a fan
corn, a little.
Right, here we go.
Hold on. I think it's the rye that's the little ferment in there for me.
Okay.
And then so
this is the next one.
Yeah, so we're comparing the last one and this one here.
Okay. The other one is let's jump over to the Maddie, the total wine pick. Let's give that one a taste. See if there's anything of note of difference. Anything anyone wants to add before we put this one to bed.
I know it's the high rye mash bill, but I'm definitely picking up more rye. I already knew which one I like better, but.
Mm-hmm.
Well.
Mm-hmm.
Wow.
That is a layer of flavor.
Yeah. I do too.
Very different. Very different.
I do too.
So.
Yeah. There's just so much more going on. Isn't it a sophisticated way to say it?
Keep going.
There's so much more going on.
Number 2. She's talking number 2, folks. Okay. Give you guys just a minute to put together your thoughts. You have to do a side-by-side, taste back and forth, whatever you need to do. Just give you a minute, and then I'll go through and start asking folks, and we will determine what's better in this one, the Shelfie or the store pick. Scary one, that first one.
We need some Jeopardy music.
Exactly. We're trying to find the MP3.
Okay, let's begin the process. Paul, we're going to start with you this time. Again, you're just asking or answering which is your favorite, the Maddie store pick, which is the total wine pick, or the regular everyday Shelfie.
I know. I'm pretty sure that last one. I know what I'm going. Both of them I like, but
this one's tough. They're both great, but the store pick, I get that cherry note that I like seek out in bourbons, and so I got to go store pick.
Store pick. Store pick goes up 1 zip. All right, Kathy.
I'm going store pick for the same reason, that cherry sweetness in there. I love that.
Store pick.
Yeah.
Second.
A lot of stone fruit to that one for sure. Casey, you're next, man.
Yeah, I'm going to go ahead and third the whole cherry note thing. It's a lot more fruity on the nose second time around. The first one kind of falls a little flat. So definitely going to go with the total wine pick.
Okay, fair enough. John?
I really, really wanted to go with the first one, not to give you the big head, but I got to go with the second one. So.
Hey, I appreciate I appreciate your votes. So that's good. I thank you, Mr. Whitlatch. Here's where we're at. Store picks up 4 zip over Shelfie. We need 8 though, so it's only halfway there. So it's a long way to go here. Let's not forget how store pick came roaring back. The same thing could happen here with Shelfie. So don't just toss it in here. Give it a legit evaluation.
That store pick is so much more sophisticated than the Shelfie. Definitely store pick.
Store pick. Okay. All right, Jack, you're next.
I'm a hard pass on the Shelfie, but the store pick was a redemption.
Excellent. Store pick is now up 6 zip over the Shelfie. McNew.
All right, so the Shelfie for me was really earthy, which I always get from a lot of craft places, and I like it. But the store pick was fruity. I don't know if it was cherry, but it was something there that was fruity for me. So I'm going to go store pick.
Store pick. Okay. Store pick is at 7, on the verge of shutting this thing out, but crazier things have happened. You never know. Patrick, what do you think?
Yeah, I'm going to go store pick as well. Just because that heavy grain note kind of went away from me. I would love to know the difference in age between the 2 barrels, to be honest.
Yeah.
Sometimes age affects that young grain note. But for me, it kind of disappeared on the store pick, and I really enjoyed the flavors once that kind of mellowed out.
Okay. Well, it's official. Contest is over, but we're going to continue and go on. We just want everyone to weigh in on this one. So Lee, you're next.
There's no doubt the cherry bomb wins out. It's the store pick.
Okay. Mr. Bill.
I would go with the store pick as well.
Store pick. Okay. You feel like Alan Bishop should offer me a job. All right. Carrie.
I'm going with the store pick. I think it has a lot more complexity than the Shelfie.
Right. Justine.
Store pick.
Store pick. Okay. All right. Rachel.
Cherries over silage every day.
So, yeah, we had to ask, but yeah, I think we knew where that one was going. Roger.
Cherry bomb.
Cherry bomb. All right, and finally the legend. It's up 14-0 right now. Do you want to toss a bone to the Shelfie?
Not at all.
15 zip. Wow. Wait till I tell the Total Wine team about that. They'll be pleased with that one. So yeah. So yeah, you always think that you got a gift at these, but that one is clearly better than the other one. So all right. Now, same one last time. We'll go through and we will check our Jack Daniels. We'll start with the regular Shelfie first. 129.6. To be honest, I really like both of these. They're both really good. Kind of getting a little bit more Cracker Jack on the nose on this one. This time. A little less on the bananas. So time has been kind. Taste-wise, anything anybody wants to contribute on this one?
That's just about the richest caramel flavor I've ever experienced.
Mm-hmm. Rich caramel, which is pretty darn good.
There's a ton of caramel there.
Yeah. Liquidy goodness, no doubt.
I bet you Jack's not going to pass up on the barrel proofs anymore.
You got to jump on those when you see them now. Yeah. It's good stuff. Okay. Let's go one last check of the Total Wine store pick. Wowzers. I love it. Ew. I just can't believe that's a 133 plus proof and it drinks like that. Casey, you were talking a little bit about the alcohol first time around. Does that dissipate it at all for you? Or?
So I put a little water in it, to give me a little help, proof it down.
Yeah.
But there's just this incredible wealth of flavors in here. I can barely pick them out. It's almost like a Christmas fruitcake to me. There's so much going on all at once.
Yeah. Mr. Whitlatch, how do you do with this one? 133 plus proof.
It's a bear.
It'll get you. Yeah. So McNew, back in the day when you were notorious, when you had a front porch, you don't have that situation anymore, but you were famous for drinking on your front porch this time of the year, and you knew to stop drinking when you fell off the porch.
Yeah, that was a life. That was a life I lived. Yes.
This is fall off the porch type of drink to me. I don't know. I could drink this one, and I would drink it until I went to stand up, and then I would be like, whoa.
You said, you don't understand the proof it is because it doesn't drink like that. That's an absolutely fall off your porch. Have a good day until then kind of drink.
Yes.
But for me, I think it's the store pick. I feel like it's a caramel bomb. For me, that store pick's phenomenal.
Mm-hmm. Okay. That's not an official vote there, folks. Don't let that sway you. That's not an official vote yet. So we'll give you just a minute here to decide. Compare those two side by side. And then we'll find out what the winner is here. Store pick or Shelfie. Jack Daniel's single barrel. Barrel strength. That's the key. All right. Casey, I'm starting with you, man. Shelfie or store pick?
All right. Well, this is my first Jack Daniel's product that wasn't the black. So this was a really fun little experience for me. And I have to say, I really enjoyed the caramel notes of the Shelfie. And I think that it's a pretty fine drink on its own. But the store pick has just got so much going on that I could wax, poetic for the next 20 minutes. So
great.
Store pick.
Store pick. Store pick goes up 1 zip. All right. Next up is John. John, what do you think?
Both of them are really good.
I agree.
But honestly, the store-bought, as much I hate to admit it, runs away with it. No, I mean, really, this is actually since I've been with you since January, this is one of the best ones I've tried so far.
Thank you. Thank you. All right. Excellent. So it's up 2 zip. Mr. Whitlatch, what are your thoughts?
First go around, I would have picked the other one, but this time I like the Shelfie version.
Shelfie. Okay. That's why we go through twice. It does change. You got to do that. I always feel in any good tasting. If you're only going through one time, I don't think you're getting the whole experience. So, okay, fair enough. All right, Jack.
I think I had a lot more hair the last time I drank Jack Daniel's. So I will say the store pick, but not by much. It's excellent.
Yeah. Both really good. Yeah, these are both ones you would not be embarrassed to have, on your beer shelf for sure.
Big surprise.
Yeah. I do think that that JD Black kills it for people who are like big bourbon fans like us. People who are committed to, and they think Tennessee whiskey and they think of that JD Black and they're like, I don't like that. But then you taste this, you take the time to taste this. There is a difference there for sure. Kathy, what do you think?
Did you call on me?
Yes, I did.
Sorry. I like the Total Wine Pick.
Total Wine Pick. Okay. All right. Goes up 4-1. Paul, what are your thoughts?
I agree. Total Wine Pick. It has more complexity. I pick up some, dark fruit flavors in it, and they're both great. I mean, I love JD Barrel Proof, but Total Wine Pick.
Total Wine Pick. Okay, here's where we're at. Total Wine Barrel Pick is up 5-1 over the Shelfie. Shelfie has life in this game, though. It's still kicking. What do you think of this, Mr. Brenner? Shelfie or store pick?
I'm going to have to go with store pick.
Okay.
I think you guys beat Jack Daniel's at their own game. So.
Gotcha. That's we out Jack Daniel's. So that's not a bad thing.
I mean, since they're both single barrels,
Yeah. JD's probably pretty happy. They win either way, so they're fine with it. All right, Rachel, what do you think?
It's a tough call. I'm gonna go store pick because I think it seems special.
Right.
I couldn't drink much more than this sample of it though.
She's not a high proof girl.
So it's so rich though. It's like having 2 bites of dessert and then I'm done.
Right. I get it. Yeah, that's cool. All right, Roger, what are your thoughts?
Yep, store pick. They're both really good, but store pick.
Okay. Here's where Store Pick has officially won this contest. It is up 8-1 over the Shelfie, but we just go ahead and finish it out as a courtesy to all judges. Justine, you're next.
They were both really good, but I'm gonna have to go with store pick.
Store pick, okay. All right, Carrie.
I'm going to agree with my partner in crime.
All right. Mr. Bill.
Total Wine.
Total Wine. Okay. All right. Next up is Lee.
You know, I echo your sentiments about Jack Black. Just, you know, it's not one of those things that I get many people to taste, but I have to say this, you know, these picks are both great, but I have to say the store pick was that creamy mouthfeel just threw me over the top. So I have to go with that. Yep.
Okay. Fair enough. All right, Patrick, what are your thoughts?
Yeah, I'm so on the fence on this one, to be honest. I'm very slightly going to go with Shelfie.
Shelfie. Okay. Okay. All right. And finally, McNew.
I prematurely accidentally voted. Store pick for me.
Store pick. Okay. So that means store pick wins 13-2. It also means that we had one 15-0 and one 8-7. So the Total Wine team, I'll report to them. They will be very happy about this. Obviously, they won all three. One in a very close match. The other two kind of run away. So very, very cool stuff. Just for fun. Best in show. If I said, hey, part of this deal, a surprise, I've got bottles here. I'll give you one of these bottles. You just tell me which one. That's not true, by the way. I don't have extra of any of these. But if I did.
Don't tease us.
Damn it.
If I did, what do you think is best of show? Best of show. Rick Brenner, we're starting with you. What do you think is best of show? What's your favorite out of all of them? If I could send everyone a bottle of whatever it was.
I think right now I'd almost have to go with the Jack Daniels store pick.
Store pick. Okay. All right. All right. Rachel, I don't think you're going to say that same thing, but what's your answer to that? Best of show.
I'm going to vote for French Lick Pick.
French Lick Pick. Okay. Fair enough. All right. Roger?
Jack Daniels pick.
Okay. All right. Carrie?
I'm going to go with the Maddie Gladden store pick.
Maddie Gladden store pick. Okay. Justine?
I'm going with Jack Daniels store pick.
Jack Daniels store pick. Okay. All right. Next up is Mr. Bill.
Kind of split, but I guess I'd have to go with the Jack Daniels store pick. Number 2 would be the original Yellowstone.
The original Yellowstone. Okay. All right.
Opposite ends.
Yeah. Lee, you're next.
I have to say, as much of a fan of cherry bombs as I am, I have to still go with the JD store pick, and then close second is the Maddie store pick. That was the number 2 for sure.
Okay. All right, Patrick, what was your favorite out of tonight's lunch here?
For me, no question, Maddie Gladden store pick.
Maddie Gladden store pick. Okay. McNew.
So for Shelfie, it was definitely Yellowstone, but overall and store pick, Maddie Gladden.
Maddie Gladden store pick. Okay. All right, we're going to jump down to Paul. Paul, what was your favorite of the night?
Same as McNew. Shelfie, Yellowstone's the winner, but the overall winner for me is the Maddie Gladden store pick.
Okay. All right, Kathy Cool.
I really like the Maddie Gladden store pick.
Maddie Gladden store pick. Okay. Okay. Which, by the way, sold out like lightning. So you can see why. You know, they actually when they have these, they actually taste them out. So, you know, you get the opportunity, and it's cheap too. It's like $42 or something like that. That thing flew out of there in like a week. So it was gone quick. All right, Jack, you're next.
Jack Daniels store pick, definitely.
JD store pick. Okay. All right, Mr. Whitlatch.
JD Shelfie.
JD Shelfie. Okay. All right, John.
JD store pick by several furloughs.
Okay. All right, Casey. You're the last one to weigh in.
All right. Well, since two of my favorite bourbons are Sagamore Manhattan Finish and Widow Jane, I'm a Cherry Bomb fan, so I have to go with the Matty Gladden.
Okay. Well, here's where we're at. We have a tie. How about that? Matty store pick and Jack Daniels store pick, 7 apiece.
So Steve has to break it.
So the Bob threw it off. He did the JD Shelfie. So yes, which out of these two? All right,
Shake the dice.
I'm going to break the tie here. Let me do a side by side since I have such an important decision to make here.
Steve, you know this is being recorded.
I do like that. I mean, if I was tasting these blind, which we're not, the one I would point at, and that's what I got to put myself in the frame of mind. I'm telling you, because I like proof. I like flavor and proof. I don't like proof just for proof, but when proof matches well with flavor, that's what I like best. So to me, the JD store pick is my favorite of the evening, which gives me the final vote on that. Means the JD store pick is the best of show for the evening.
Boo.
Fair, but
Isn't there a conflict of interest?
Excellent choice.
Excellent. Half the crowd is happy, half is angry, and Bob
Can't
Whitlatch.
go wrong.
Yeah, Bob Whitlatch has no.
Steve, you're wise beyond your years.
Thank you.
Conflict of interest.
But if you stop and think about it, it's not apples. It's not apples to apples. It's apples to oranges.
It is. Yeah, absolutely. Absolutely. These are all just for fun. So yeah.
Yeah, I know.
I don't know how much science.
they were all great offerings though across the board, and that was fun.
I'm not
we're splitting hairs here, honestly. I mean, there's some good stuff.
Yeah,
all across the board.
Yeah, we have drank some bad stuff on these events before, but tonight was not that night. Tonight everything was good.
There was not a rock and rye tonight.
Yeah, Steve. I remember the 1974 roses. That was pretty rough.
Horrible.
That's the one we
Rick's got it.
Oh, God,
Rick still got half a bottle.
Yeah, plug that thing.
Half a
Plug
bottle.
that thing. Tell us how it is.
It
rubber bands.
It tastes like permanent marker.
Well, we may have some clankers tomorrow.
Yes, yeah. Tomorrow should be interesting. We got Bottle and Bond, so we're doing a blind tasting of Bottle and Bond. So yeah, I have to say I can't say anything, but I can say that the results from round one were wild. You won't get to hear what they are because again, I like to leave things open, and I don't want to give you any hints about anything. So I can't tell you anything about what is what or anything like that. But I will say that the results, when we do get to share them from round one, are pretty wild. So should be good. All right. With that, I'll say goodbye to our audience watching the video. If they're getting caught up, the tasting part of this session is over. I will stick around if anybody wants to talk bourbon, talk about what's going on, anything like that. I will be here. But for right now, we'll say goodbye to those watching our video and doing our tasting.
Hey, Steve,